type return. So much on the line for this. And there's an temp change coming, which means
sorrow and sadness and anger and shock. I was just kind of like in a haze. And I knew that like once he starts pulling, it's gonna come up fast. As I sat down, I think it really started settling in.
That felt pretty deep. Was it?
I have not competed up to expectations.
Overruled by the jury.
I lost a world title.
Kangami pulling for the win.
This isn't a dream. This isn't something that you're making up in your head. This is real life. Like you actually just lost. This is a tough pill to swallow, and I allowed my emotions to kind of flood through me. The me crying in the back, I have that all saved, and I watch it like every week. And I'm like, don't ever feel like that again.
And your gold medalist,
new national champion,
Russel Orhii.
is your 83-kilo world champion.
Russel Orhii fans with us here today.
Russ is back, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up guys, Russel Orhii here. So I'm gonna take you guys through a bicep and tricep workout.
It's interesting, when I first started posting about my workouts on social media, they weren't powerlifting based. It was more so just like me going to commercial gyms, working out, having fun.
Place our arm on it. And we did the curls. So you just curl it.
At the time, I was motivated by CT Fletcher and like all the OGs in the game.
Hey, can you zoom in? Can you zoom in with that? The guns.
And as I started posting content and then founding powerlifting, I had like a very genuine idea of what I wanted to do whenever I first started. I started actually recording my meets and like going at lengths to make it look more palatable for people that are watching back at home. The goal of the YouTube channel, and it's kind of weird to say this, I just wanted to share my journey in hopes of encouraging others to do the same.
I know it sounds kind of corny or cheesy, but I want to make sure that I can show that person that if you put your mind on something, you can achieve it.
And it just kind of exploded into this thing. I got like opportunities, and it just steamrolled into kind of where I'm at today.
I appreciate it.
Can you take a picture of me? Who are you? Russell. I'm done. Nice to meet you.
And now that I look back on it, I was bringing a different element to it.
He's enjoying every second of it.
I don't just lift, I like to put on somewhat of a show. Because at the end of the day, that's one of my biggest goals whenever I powerlift. Show people your love for the game, your love for the sport, and it's going to encourage them to join as well. So whenever I'm at the gym, you can see my personality. You can see how much I care about it. And one of my proudest things, honestly, when it comes to powerlifting is people coming up to me in the gym or messaging me and saying, hey, you're actually the reason why that I got into powerlifting. So knowing that I've had a hand in kind of changing how the sport is viewed and how people approach it, that's one of my biggest things that I've been able to take away from powerlifting. There's competitors that I was competing against at Worlds that were telling me that. And to me, like it's interesting because the way that I came into the sport, I was watching Brett Gibbs, I was watching John Haack, and now it's kind of like I think I've somewhat helped usher in a new generation that is now coming from my neck. Because it's almost where I feel like every single year that I've been competing, they try to prop someone up to kind of be my foil. And every single time that happens, it just doesn't fully come to fruition. When I was hitting my stride as an 83 kg lifter, there wasn't too many lifters that are close to me. And I think this is the first year where the people that they have propped up to be my foil have actually come through and delivered.
What are you gonna do when things don't go right?
Didn't think we'd be here.
I didn't know how to react in that moment. And I just started thinking about everything that's gonna come with me falling short.
Britain's favorite son spoils the return.
I knew what was gonna happen on social media. I knew what people were gonna say. I knew people were gonna be, quote unquote, dancing on my grave. But I also too tried not to be selfish in that moment. I know what it feels like to win a world title. At least, congratulate your competitor and give him a handshake and tell him that he didn't miss him. But after that, I sat there and just started thinking about, you know, my family, my friends, social media, sponsors, business, everything. Like whenever I do these meets, these are high pressurized moments. It doesn't matter where I'm competing at. There's a lot riding on the line. And I do this for a living. Like I make money being successful at powerlifting. And to lose, it just kind of all came crashing down on me at that moment. My dad came back there with me. You know, I just felt like a 16-year-old kid again. You know, I just, you know, failed at a competition and I'm here hugging my dad crying. And I wanted to get those emotions out so I could focus whenever we leave that venue.
What are you gonna do when things don't go right? Are you gonna fold up? Are you gonna quit? Are you gonna give up? Or are you gonna continue on that path of success?
I mean, the biggest thing that I wanted to do immediately after the meet was, number one, get back home to train so I could get my lick back.
You can't expect everything to be perfect.
There's an attention to detail that I believe I wasn't doing before.
It's about giving 100% every single time because that's the only thing you can control.
So now when I'm inside of the gym, my warm-ups are important, my stretches are important, my back down sets are important. There is no just post that beautiful single for social media and then completely disregard your back down sets, right?
You can control effort day in and day out.
Understand that there is someone out there that has beaten you, he can beat you again. So train like that. Every single set matters. Every single session matters. When I come home and eat food, every single meal matters.
You have to get after it every single day.
I don't get burnt out. Train, eat, sleep, recover, and do it again. I don't feel the need to go out and party with friends. I don't feel the need to go out and cheat on my diet. It sounds very, sounds very depressing, but I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is the most fun that I personally have because I know that these sessions are gonna build into what I need to do whenever January hits. I always looked at Sheffield as a showcase event, but now it's completely different for me. I'm getting the opportunity to face someone that literally beat me the previous year. So I'm looking at this as a head-to-head matchup, and I'm not really concerned with anyone in any other weight class. I just care about one thing, and that's beating the individual that beat me. I actually like being the underdog. You know, I still view myself as that kid that started vlogging in my mom's home, with comic book posters all on the background. And to now see myself in a point where like I'm, battling against some of the best lifters in the world, that's all I ever wanted. And after we finish up at Sheffield, I want to congratulate him and also thank him for making me a better lifter. I've been kind of coasting and I haven't been applying myself as much as I know I can. Him beating me at Worlds is probably one of the best things that's happened to me in my career. And I feel as though Jurgens has come into my life and into my storyline in order to take me to that next level.